Hello everybody, today we will begin our comprehensive HTML course. In this course I'll guide you in the road of mastering HTML from A to Z. You don't want to have any prior programming experience or knowledge. We will begin from zero until we reach the HTML mastery. Let's begin. What our outcomes from this course? We will learn how to make a web page with available HTML functionalities. But what we won't learn in this course, first we won't learn styles or changing the appearance of the web page. As we can see, changing the background of an HTML element or web page or font size, font styles, that is not in the scope of HTML. It is related to CSS or Cascade Style Sheet, with a completely different course that we can take after or during our HTML course. We won't learn animations. Animation is not in the scope of HTML alone. In order to make animation, we want to study CSS and or JavaScript. Also, building full web applications such as online games cannot be fulfilled with HTML alone. We need another programming language, mainly JavaScript, to fulfill this job, which is another core source. Now let's begin with lecture 0. Why 0? Because we won't learn any technical details today, but we'll talk about some back knowledge about HTML and the tools that we will use during our course. First, what is HTML? HTML is the backbone for all websites or all web pages or all the internet. It is the main language that is either used profoundly or in a small quantity or a small amount, but it is the main language. Without it, till now, there would be no internet or no web page. So, what does HTML mean? HTML is hypertext markup language. Okay, we know language, but what is hypertext and what is markup? Okay, hypertext, we all know that hyper means much, so hypertext means much text. But in HTML, hypertext does not only means much text, but means much text that are divided between different pages and linked together with hyperlinks. As we can see, these hyperlinks that guide us to another web page. As we can see in Wikipedia page about HTML, we can see that there is a link for markup language. It gives us a pop-up and Cascade Style Sheet. If we clicked on Cascade Style Sheet, it guides us to another page. That is what is called hyperlinking. And so hypertext means much text that is linked together through hyperlinks. So what is markup? Markup is a way of encoding or making a code that is translated into our final web page. As we can see in our code of an HTML page, there are special tags that are responsible for displaying or telling the web browser or the computer what is this, what is inside. This is what is meant by markup. So it is a language that is required, that is responsible for encoding the web page or the hypertext in a linked manner. Organizing a web page. Does this mean the appearance of the web page? No. Organization means organizing and ordering the page elements. HTML just tells the browser that this heading is before this paragraph, and this paragraph is before this photo, and this photo is before the second paragraph, and so on. But it does not tell the browser what is the font, or what is the font size, or what is the color of the text, or is there an animation or not in the page. No, just ordering and organization of the web page. What are the tools that we need in our course? First, we need a web browser. Everyone that surfs the internet, of course, use a web browser. And of the most commonly used web browsers, we know Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari, and Microsoft Edge. Whatever browser you will use, it won't affect our course, but be sure or better to use the latest version of whatever web browser you will use. And don't use deprecated browsers such as Internet Explorer. It is not updated, not maintained anymore by Microsoft, and any outdated web browser, stay away from it. We will also want to use plain text editor, such as Notepad in Windows, text edit in Mac, gedit in Linux. They are just programs that you can write text as is, without formatting, without saving formats, without changing the font size. But in my opinion, it is better. Or in this course, I'll use Visual Studio Code, which is a specialized editor for programming, a code editor. You can use any code editor. There are many code editors available in the market. You can choose whatever you feel satisfied with. For me, I'll use Visual Studio Code. Why we will use a code editor, not just a plain text editor such as Notepad? It is okay to use Notepad. It will give you the same results. But for a code editor, it enables color coding of what you write. With color coding, you can know this is a tag, this is text, this is a comment, this is error. It will color code errors, so it will facilitate your programming experience. Also, code editors have autocomplete property, which will suggest while you are writing code, the code editor suggests what you may be writing, and that decrease the error ratio and increase your productivity while you are coding. Again and again, don't ever use any text editor that do formatting, such as Word, such as text rich WordPad. After finishing this course, what will I be qualified for? What can I work? Alone, HTML does not qualify you for any job, but it is the first step in many jobs, especially web related. First, a web designer. To be a web designer, you have to have a background about HTML, not 100%, not professionally, but you have some background. A web developer, either back-end developer or front-end developer, you have to have knowledge about HTML. For a front-end developer, you have to master HTML. For a back-end developer, you only just want to have some background about HTML. For cybersecurity, of course, more than 90% of today's information is web-based or web-related or internet-related or network-related. So having a solid background about HTML and how it works, you don't need to master HTML, but at least have a background of how to read an HTML page, how to edit, how to change, in order to begin your way or your learning road in cybersecurity. Do I need any background knowledge or experience for this course? No, you don't have to have any background in programming or coding, just the basic computer skills, how to write and how to run programs. Now we have reached the end of our lecture. If you have any comments or suggestions, don't hesitate to write it in the comments in the video below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notifications to be notified with any new videos. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture. Good day and goodbye.